You're listening to the We Are Libertarians podcast network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog Liberty Podcast. This is episode number 415 of East Central's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrill here, joined by executive video producer, audio engineer, Mr. Zach Burcham.
Good evening.
Finally done coaching for the year?
Yes.
All set. You're out of it until, I don't know.
Till week after next.
In the summer.
Tiny bit. I will try it.
Mr. Bones is here. He's playing bartender.
Well, I'm good at.
Welcome back. Glad to be here.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Yeah, it's your permanent fixture, sir.
Oh.
Hannah Davis is returning. Welcome.
Hello.
In AIT, Answers in Technology.
Ag Infotech.
Ag Infotech.
Close.
And our other guest tonight is going to be Matt Chapman, Henry County farmer and soybean expert. I don't know. You have an official title.
Maybe in this room, soybean expert.
You're the United Soybean
Board
of Directors member from Indiana, or one of the members from Indiana.
That's correct.
All right. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. The big plan, we're going to talk about what the federal tariffs and policies have been doing to the Indiana and the local ag community. Hannah works for a dealer trying to sell tools to farmers like Matt that are trying to grow product to keep our livestock fed and keep people fed. So a big part of their market is overseas, and that has become more challenging this year than it was in previous years. Also going to talk about a fun little story out of Indianapolis that finished up in Pendleton, because I have some theories. The Jim Irsay collection is up for sale, and Mr. Bones has two segments. He brought some spirits, and we got some horse racing to talk about at the end.
So two things I'm good at.
It's that time of the year. These are his special talents. This show's about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes to provoke you, other times to make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. Mr. Bones, we did a Patreon. You were well fed.
Yes.
It was the folks over at Incanale.
Yes. Provided great samplers.
All kinds of samplers.
Yeah.
People can tune in and get the
highly
piece over there.
Yeah.
The boxes are still stacked up. You are sold on the Brussels sprouts.
I am sold on the Brussels sprouts, but I am sold on everything else that was brought to.
It's a good time.
It was good.
You want Matt back every week.
Matt can come back anytime he pleases,
as long as he stops by Incanale on the way in,
or wherever, and brings snacks. Besides your stuff that
you don't like the Patreon snacks. Now we've elevated the game, and you're gonna cry and
now
complain.
We can't go back
week.
down either. We've raised the level. We have to keep that level.
When
there.
There's a deep fryer involved, all of a sudden he's happy.
Yeah.
Who do we have to say?
Who isn't happy with the deep fryer?
We have to say thank you to some people.
We do.
Who would those be?
Those would be Jonathan Phillips over at Great Lakes Honda in Fishers, Indiana. We also got Blake Reese over at Varsity Outfitters, Tommy Oakes over at Walnut Ridge RV, Moral Monument Cleaning down in Rush County, and then Potts Recycle also in Rush County.
Tommy Oakes texted me today. He was on a field trip to Conner Prairie.
Yeah.
And our brother and sister-in-law were out there. It was go be an 1823 day for all of the kids from Westwood, I guess. I said, that sounds like a terrible day to be out in the cold. I wanted to know how authentic it was going to be.
The full experience of the 1800s.
I got a message from him too, but something totally different.
From Conner Prairie?
No, from Tommy Oakes. Oh. They got one of the 1776 Cougar fifth wheels.
Oh.
So if you picture a motorhome, we'll morph into fifth wheel, that's been dressed up for a presidential campaign, and then make a fifth wheel out of it. And that's what this thing looks like. It's wrapped in like a antiqued American flag livery. A 30
6 38-foot fifth wheel. It's interesting.
Hannah, how patriotic are you feeling? You ready for your next upgrade? Because you guys have
Absolutely
a 45-foot toy hauler motor
It's
RV.
44.
That 12 inches matters.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's wonderful for kids. They get the whole back area.
You just lock them in the
You
garage.
just lock them in the garage.
Put them in there Friday, come back Sunday, and hopefully they're all right.
My brother could do that too. Yeah, his son has like 100 square foot garage with a patio on the back of his.
You've only had one hospitalization from that strategy.
Yes.
Mr. Bones.
That was the stairs.
Mr. Bones, you brought. I don't have stairs in my camper. Mr. Bones, you brought a sample. What did you bring from Bobolink this week?
So today we usually do bourbon or a rye, but today we have a tequila.
Okay.
This is a Rosa tequila Blanco from Mexico.
That's where most tequila comes from.
That's not true. 80 proof. I don't know much about it. I just kind of picked it up today. And
the last time I had tequila with my sister, she was mixing it with Mountain Dew. This is
do we have any Mountain Dew?
Maybe.
This is 100% agave.
It smells like agave.
Yeah.
From Mexico, Indiana, or the real one?
Oh, there's a Mexico, Indiana?
Of course there is. Have you never driven on US 31?
Which way?
North.
How far?
Jesus. Between Kokomo and
till you
Peru.
get to Mexico.
Probably not.
It's by Delphi,
Okay.
Delphi's not on 31.
but it's
If
by
you're going
Delphi.
to Delphi.
If you listen,
Back when you were looking for them kids.
if you listen to any of those murder files, I just kept talking about Delphi and Mexico
Zach, are you
and
uncomfortable?
Peru.
No, it's just no. That's not even the darkest thing I've heard this week. But no, you mentioned Delphi, and I think of Jerry, and the only people who know about that are people who ever listen to a Talk to Gasoline Alley because it's Jerry from Delphi. It always calls in, so that's why I associate with Delphi.
Well, I got a big pork producer over here, so I think of the Hog Festival, the big pork festival that's in Delphi every year. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
Not any of that tragedy.
I don't know where this is Mexico, Indiana, or Mexico, the country, but this is good. This is really nice.
I don't generally drink my tequila straight up.
I don't either.
So I'm a big margarita person, and I think this would make a fine margarita.
I think this would be perfect in a margarita or just straight up.
Needs salt and sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Need lime.
You might have a Mountain Dew.
Bring
Right.
lime. All right. Well, that's good. And you brought something else too.
I did.
All right.
We'll have to talk about it.
We can do that later.
Yeah.
You can pour that one later. All right. We kept Matt waiting for 15 minutes as you lushes drink your hard alcohol. Matt, the reason I asked you here, this is an intervention.
It wasn't for food.
It was for Mr. Bones. I thought you would help.
You can come if you bring food. Otherwise, you're not allowed in.
You've been traveling the world on behalf of the soybean cartel. Just trying to make Zach laugh over there. The USDA appoints people to the United Soybean Board. I assume since the government is shut down, you guys have nobody's looking over y'all right now. You're just free to roam.
Yeah,
You're
wide open.
uncontrolled. And you are the public face of soybeans as you do trade delegations across the world.
That's correct. I was blessed to serve 9 years on the Indiana Soybean Alliance, which we have a check off as part of our soybeans. Every time we sell our soybeans to the end user, they take 0.5% of the price and we put it in a checkoff fund, and we use that money to promote and educate and find new uses for our soybeans. So after I completed 9 years on Indiana, I ran for the USB position. So I'm one of 4 representatives from Indiana that represent Indiana on the United Soybean Board. There's 74 total representatives, all farmers on that board.
I would imagine you're one of the younger ones.
Not as young as I used to be.
I was younger when I started.
I was the youngest when I started on Indiana. Yes, the youngest board member they had, but it is rapidly changing. Honestly, there's some 30-year-old guys on there, and you have a diverse group from all the the corners of the soybean geography within the nation. So just a lot of different operations, a lot of variety there, a lot of different ways of doing business, which makes us good at what we do.
So you just came back in September. You were in Jakarta, Indonesia, which I'd imagine is not easy to get from Sulphur Springs, Indiana.
No, honestly, you can go either way, and it's the same time. You can
East
go
or
west or east. We decided to go west because at that time there was a little trouble in Qatar. So that was where I was going to connect through. So we went west and went through Japan. But yes, Indonesia is the fourth largest population, and everything we do on the soybean board, we're looking at 20 years out. We're looking at a long-term play. And as those populations move into the middle class and come out of poverty, that's the first thing they want is more protein in their diet. And we start with soybeans and then slowly work up to our other proteins that we sell.
So as a consumer, we'll eat some edamame here, which is a soybean, but we're not consuming nearly enough edamame to use up all the soybeans that are out there. So for those that are listening that don't totally understand, where is this going to? What is the actual use for soybeans?
So in the past, we're still very close to that, but 50% of our soybeans get exported. We consume 50% of them here in the U.S. through livestock feed, biodiesel, various other new uses, and commercial products. The 50% that leave the U.S. often leave as either soybean meal or whole soybeans. Indonesia buys all their whole soybeans from us for tempeh. Their main protein source is tempeh, and they make it the old-fashioned way. As you can imagine, like a village with a blacksmith, and everybody has their own trade back and forth. Well, there's a lady there that makes tempeh for the whole village. And they love our soybeans because of the quality and the consistency. And we send a lot of empty containers out when they leave the U.S. So we are an easy market to ship those containers back that way loaded with soybeans. Our competitors of the South, they don't have empty containers to ship back. So that is one benefit of where we're located.
So tempeh is like a soybean cake, essentially.
Correct.
So I had to Google it because I was ignorant. We don't have
I have a question.
Yes.
The new soybean processing plant that Bunge just built, how will that affect anything? Will it add any more uses for soybeans or just another plant to do it at?
It will increase the demand in that local area. Indiana is a net importer of soybeans because of our livestock business and Frito-Lay and Nestle up around Frankfurt. So we consume almost all the soybeans we produce here. And a few make it out of the river and a few leave out through Chicago through the rail and up the port up there. But it will increase the local market. I mean, it is a unique business, but more of a value-added product. I don't know how much increased demand they will use.
I've been working on that for a while in Morristown.
Yeah, huge investment.
Yeah.
My industry has also been involved in your Morristown project.
The bridge?
No, there's concrete. There's concrete in that building.
It's finally open.
Yeah, you got that place.
It's been closed for 6 months.
It's finally open?
It opened this week.
Oh, thank God.
The people on the Facebook page of Morristown Matters are going crazy. They're very excited.
So you visit Indonesia or China and tell me who you're meeting with, what you're seeing, what does a visit like that do?
So they're all the Asian countries are very relational people. I mean, they still like a handshake. They want to meet the person that grows it. They want to know that it's a family business. It's not a big, huge corporation growing it. And they also they ask a lot of political questions because they hear through the grapevine things that may be true or not true, and they want to know how your yields are. How's things looking for the future production. And we also try to explain to them that our climate and our infrastructure is one of our biggest advantages compared to our South American competitors.
So you're positioning the United States versus Argentina or other places.
We produce a premium product, and a lot of them, like going into the tempeh business, if they're not just feeding livestock with it. They have the budget for a premium product, a premium soybean, which is what we produce. If you want the cheapest soybeans in the world, Indiana is not the place to buy them. And I don't want to produce the cheapest soybeans in the world. I want to produce a premium product that's very consistent and creates a good value with our amino acid profile and our fat content and just the way our soybeans are processed, cleaned, and graded. We have an excellent grading system, and what they buy is what they get on the other end. What they pay for is what they get.
So how does one soybean go to market? You talked about how it can leave by rail from Chicago or it can go by the Ohio River. So you sell to an elevator here. You produce it in Sulphur Springs or in Henry County. It goes by truck to a yard, and then it'll leave by rail from there.
So correct. If it was going to be exported from here, there's about 3 ways it could leave. It would go down to the river, out on a barge, down to the Ohio River and out through New Orleans. It would go up to Chicago, get put on a rail, and go out the P&W, out the northwest coast. And that's where the Asian markets often get a lot of their product because the cost to go through the Panama Canal is very expensive.
So it can leave through Idaho or Seattle or somewhere
Correct.
like that.
Or the closest container transload facility to here is in Greensburg. And that started off with the Honda plant being built and those empty containers leaving the Honda plant going back. So that was the original natural place for that to make sense. That's the closest container port or loading facility to here.
And then it would leave by rail. We don't have much port access from Greensburg.
Correct. Yeah, it would get put on a train, probably go out to P&W as well through that way. So we're blessed, like Hannah said, with Morristown's a huge crusher. They crush 200 semi-loads a day. I mean, massive demand there. And then we also have, 2 swine feed mills, one in Henry County and one just east here in Hagerstown that buy lots of soybeans too. So just a lot of livestock to feed around here as well. So
nationally, we've been hearing about the price of beans dropping this year because of tariffs. We had the Asian market in China was a big place that a lot of soybeans went to. And essentially they said, hey, we're pissed off at America, so we're going to buy from Argentina. And that market, I know we linked in the show notes to some folks out of Kansas that said, hey, we think the Chinese market is gone. We're in trouble. And for the short term, I guess, are you experiencing that as well in the price that you're able to get for your product you're selling, or projecting difficulties in the next year or two?
So the short answer is yes. But with China being out of our market, we have been filling because they've been buying all the South American. There's still only so many soybeans in the world.
Right.
So if they buy all the South American beans, we have to backfill all the other customers Brazil and Argentina would have sold to. So we're still we're doing a better job of working on those smaller relationships and those other customers that maybe we didn't concentrate on in the past because they weren't the big fish. And you understand that in your business. You can't call on every small buyer there ever is. You take care of your big ones first. And so I think recently we've done a better job of taking care of those smaller buyers. And the overall export amount of soybeans has really not changed much, but China has definitely been taking the headlines recently. And the long story is we're on a 20-year plan. Trade issues go like this. Every president, every different political party, there's always things we're working on. There's always different barriers from other countries that we're having to move product or get creative to move product. When we were in Indonesia, the Vietnam buyers had been selling U.S. meal to China. They had been crushing it in Vietnam and selling it to China. So the protein
it was still getting there.
The protein finds the hungry people or the hungry animals. Sometimes it just has to take the long route. So I do think our price is similar to what it's been in the past, but the biggest difference most recently is a lot of the fertilizer comes out of Canada and Russia. So that issue has been costing us a lot of money on our input side of the business. So we're just getting squeezed. The gross revenue maybe hasn't changed a lot, but the input cost has been unbelievable, as well as our chemistry. A lot of our raw materials for our chemicals come out of China.
And they're probably not too keen on selling stuff to the United States right now either.
Not at a discount.
Hannah, you live in the world of trying to sell stuff to people like Matt.
I do.
Have you experienced changes in the last few months with receptiveness to invest in new equipment?
Absolutely. So there are not many new equipment purchases in the past, probably 18 months, really took a hit. It's strictly focused on retrofits of existing equipment, wear parts of your planters, maintenance. You may not have the funds to update everything, but you can maintain it to make sure it's going to run another year. Really putting money into what you have existing, focused on data services, trying to increase revenue there and cutting expenses. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go to a farm now versus 2-3 years ago, it's a completely different attitude of, yeah, give me a quote on this, on that, and that. And well, we're not looking to spend any money, but we might look at this. And it is definitely a long game and a relationship game over, just making a quick sale.
Bones, are you worried about where your next meal is going to come from because of all this?
No, I mean, a little bit, yeah, but not really, no.
Not as long as Matt keeps showing up with the ink inhaler. It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay.
Once a week, I'm good.
Your farm is diversified, right? You guys do row crops or beans and corn, I assume, and then you've also got a significant part of your world is in hog operations.
Correct. And we've been blessed to have businesses outside of ag, and that's on purpose. Sometimes when grain is bad, hogs are bad too. So it's nice to have businesses outside of the ag industry that can continue on. And I would say a lot of your farms today, your larger farms, are diversified and maybe sell seed or do tile or have another side hustle kind of trucking. So that's something that's really changed a lot in the last 20 years. And technology's helped, that you just don't need quite as much labor every day. So there's time to do other jobs in the off season.
There are very few farms that have just a row crop farming operation anymore.
They've all got something else they're doing.
Yep. Very much diversified.
Not nearly as many folks producing livestock now as you felt like you had.
Yeah, I would say the overall livestock numbers are similar to where they were 50 years ago, but the amount of farmers managing them, 5% of what it used to be. Drove to Central Ohio today, and I'm always amazed at the amount of livestock farms. As you go through the middle of the state, poultry production, layers, I mean, they're blessed with lots of liquid fertilizer over there to use. And so definitely diversified over there. And I think, not as much of that in this county, but one county east of here, a lot more livestock operations.
Zach, you want to ask the question, or do you want me to, about what happened this week in Newcastle?
Apparently the winds of change hit in Newcastle a couple days ago, and the wind. We're normally a north, or it could be north or south, but normally we're a westerly wind people, and we were kind of an easterly wind people this week, and the entire town smelled like fertilizer for 3 days.
You're like, what is that?
What died?
What is that smell?
The first day I walked out, and
I thought the gangs of Baker Park struck again, man. I wasn't sure what happened.
The first day I walked out, I was like, it smelled like a dumpster behind an Italian restaurant, because I had a hint of garlic over the top of it or whatever. And then by the next day, and then I got on Facebook, and Facebook's just like, what stinks? And I was like, well, this is what you get for living in an agricultural community. It happens. It hung around for 3 days. I was like,
so you could definitely blame that on the tariffs, because that is finding alternatives to commercial fertilizer from Russia or Canada. And
we had to locally source some fertilizer.
Buying locally sourced fertilizer, and people that have never used it before, looking for ways to cut costs, and
not incorporating it in the way that their forefathers might have.
Yeah, maybe not as fast as they can.
It smelled like the guy from the Honey Wagon at Hudson and Reynolds.
You can spread it a lot faster than you can incorporate it.
It smelled like Connorsville up in here.
So perfect. It was the perfect timing. Hannah, you asked why we schedule the guests when we do, and I said, well, it's fertilizer.
You said a liquid fertilizer. I was like, dang, I know what that was about this week. That was, it was last week, the end of last weekend into this week, that was the talk of the town.
So the takeaway I'm getting is that yes, the tariffs matter, but you can calm down. It'll be okay. It's a peak and a valley deal for farmers, and you're not at panic mode yet.
No, I think farmers are always optimistic. You know, we have to be because it's a three-legged stool, and we can't control the weather or the price. All we can control is trying to grow it. So we're used to having a lot of stress and things out of our control. So you just do the best you can with what you got, and next year will always be better. And it's I'm young, so I'm blessed to have a long-term strategy. And as we look at new domestic uses for demand, the biodiesel business, the renewable diesel business is booming. We're looking at sustainable aviation fuel. We're already got our cargo vessels using soybean diesel. So in the past, we've always been 50% exports, and looking into 2027, I think we're going to go down to a 60-40. I think we're going to be able to crush 60% of our own beans and use them here.
So Zach and I both have diesel vehicles. Do we have to go looking to find special biodiesels, or is that automatically blended into the diesel you find for on-road use?
Automatically.
I know you got your special red diesel that I'm not allowed to have, but
yeah, you have to go to certain gas stations for that. But yes, automatically blended in 5 to 15%. You can, of course, if you guys that have their own storage at home can buy a higher blend. And then in California, the renewable diesel is really growing. And the difference in it is you can ship it in the pipeline. So that's the biodiesel. They don't want to ship it in the pipeline. But I don't know if you know who owns all the pipelines in the U.S.
They're not the people that make biodiesel.
They're not always the people that make biodiesel, but
the British Petroleum folks.
So we've had to, learn those logistics and where it makes sense to partner. And the renewable diesel ships in the pipeline, and that's a home run for us and them. So that's the path we're moving towards.
You're not growing a lot of beans in California, though. You still have to get them there, right?
You got to get them there. And the largest renewable diesel plant in the world is in New Orleans. So
there's a lot of beans there.
So that's something, 15 years ago wasn't a big deal where all the pipelines go, but now we need to know where they go, and we need to make sure the bean oil can get where it needs to be. On my farm here, we're blessed to grow high oleic soybeans, which is a high oil specialty bean, and those almost all go into Nestle and Frito-Lay up by Frankfurt. And then I grow some that go into dairy rations, and they actually roast them and crack them and feed them whole to the dairy. So our local dairy here in the southern part of the county, they've been feeding them and doing test trials. So it's just a specialty product that we're trying to grow.
So what kind of Nestle and Frito-Lay products could they find the Chapman bean in?
All your coffee creamers and every bag of potato chips. They're cooked in
those are
vegetable.
Potato, not soybean.
Yeah.
Soybean oil.
Yeah, soybean oil. You got
fried in it. Back to your fried food.
Oh, hey. Everyone's happy with fried food, okay?
Yeah. I had no idea how the margins on coffee creamer, the profit margin is.
They're doing okay.
They're doing okay. They can afford to pay for a premium soybean. So those are the kind of markets we're always looking for. Is who wants a premium product and who has the ability to make it work in their system.
Those little individual coffee creamers are free if you go to a hotel. You walk into a Hampton Inn, you take whatever flavor you want, and then just go.
Yeah, don't even have to stay there.
I can just see your drawers now are just filled with those.
Colin's full of his truck.
Those. Oh, that would be terrible. You want a coffee creamer that's been in a 140-degree truck for 3 weeks? Terrible. So where have you gotten to go that's been like, this is an amazing place? You get to grow beans in Indiana, jump on an airplane, and go represent your peers across the world. Where have you gone and go, this is surreal?
Boy, it's a blur. One of probably the most eye-opening places we went was Dubai, and we sell a lot of egg products there, finished egg products in their catering business. And they're an awesome trading partner because there's no domestic production, and they have the money to pay for it. So an awesome person to do business with. And the other thing, as we ship poultry products there, there's a lot of countries near Dubai to the north that we can't sell to, but the guy in Dubai,
he has relationships with other
he
places.
can sell to them. So take it off the big boat, put it on the little boat, ship it across the water. So it's making those connections and seeing how the protein moves around the country. And as they have cold chain access, that's where our poultry products really, have great market access once you have a cold chain all the way to the customer. And as they, lots of places can't buy necessarily pork or beef, but everybody loves chicken all around the world. So that's an easy market access point for us. And the other thing we saw when we were there is not everybody, your competitors don't always play by the rules. So as we were there, we were checking on our packaging of our eggs that come from the U.S. And they have a 45-day shelf life there. And our eggs are stamped from the date they were born on here, per USDA regulations. And right beside it, they were unloading a container of Polish eggs. And they were stamped on the morning that we were looking at them. So
they just magically got here today.
Those chickens were on the boat apparently on the way over. So it's realizing that not all countries have the same USDA that we do.
That is the second time somebody has said the Polish. You have to look out for him on this show. Do you remember Victor from Denmark? He was on here.
Yeah,
he was skeptical.
I said, hey, the neighborhood of Europe. Who do you have to look out for? He's like, a Polish guy will steal your bike. So that's the second time. If we go to Europe, Bones,
it may be true.
We may have to be careful, lock it up, and pull.
I'm not going to pull.
So you've talked about your corn and bean operation. What do you do with your hogs?
So we recently changed
farm pets.
Yeah.
They all have names.
Farm to table. We recently changed and we grow for Country View, which is the Clemens family. And our hogs all used to go to Delphi, Indiana, but the Clemens family own the new packing plant in Coldwater, Michigan. So now they all go there to be processed. They sell under lots of different names, but in your retail store. And then a lot of them go to Japan as well for that high-end market. And the thing with the hogs is we buy all the loins and the bacon here, but you got a lot of other parts of the pig that have to find a customer. And that's where these exports really,
big on the jowls in Japan.
They need to go. They need the pig ears and they need the chicken feet and all the things, you got to sell the whole animal, not just the premium parts.
Are you in the poultry side too?
I'm not.
You want to be? We get you some Polish eggs.
We have considered it, but there's no integrator close enough to Henry County currently.
You have to start that business too. His wife is behind him, just freaking out. I've sent her into a pure panic. Chief financial officer back there is losing her mind.
I know. Is our county friendly to more livestock expansion?
We haven't said no to livestock in a minute.
Are we distracted by? Maybe it's the perfect time. We're distracted by other things.
See, you said it out loud. Now you'll never get it done. You shouldn't have said it out loud, Matt. Now they're on to you.
Yep.
Now they're on to you.
Now they'll have a special Facebook page for you.
So the other side that I was curious about, and Hannah, you said that you didn't know that you'd necessarily have the insight into it, but I've got to think that as you've got market pressures or market concerns of, hey, what does it look like in the next 6 months or the next year? You've got interest rates that have kind of creeped up. You've got property values that are, your property taxes are probably going to go up because of some changes that happened here. Operating loans for people going into the next year. I'm just curious about the hesitancy that might be there for folks and how you make decisions going into next year or the year after. Is it still in your communities? Is it still business as usual? You're going to do the same, you're going to put something in the ground and move on and be all right.
I was trying to sell a corn head to a guy in Kentucky just over an internet ad. And he said, this is a decision that normally would have taken me 30 minutes. And this one's going to take me 3 days. And it was a $112,000 corn head. He said no. End of the day.
Yeah.
But he said he was going to run his for a few more years until it basically fell apart. So his 30-minute decision is now a 3-day decision of a follow-up of, hey,
no, it's not going to work out.
Yep.
there's an awful lot, and this is why I wanted to have this conversation, is that, we are not necessarily all in the ag industry, but it tangentially affects a whole lot of us, right? Zach, you work for the taxpayers, and there's a lot of people in the ag industry that you service in what you do. Bones, there's a lot of farmers that UPS delivers to houses. Yep. My business does a lot of bridge work that, farmers with overloaded trucks run over and wear a bridge out too.
Test the string.
Wear out too quick, and we get to replace them. It's all interconnected. So the success of the ag industry it goes into all of our livelihoods here. And I know when we make these changes at the federal level, and it can cause strain, and I just want to make sure that we're having the conversation out loud.
A successful rural community usually has a successful farmers, and the crux of that is we spend all our money within 30 miles of our farm. So
you don't have time to leave.
Yeah, and everybody from the electrician to the fuel man to the propane man to the equipment dealer. That's something that is not always constant. If a big warehouse moves in or a big nationwide company, they have their own vendors maybe from far away. So that's what I think makes a rural community strong, is a strong ag economy. And you get a lot of that passed down through your schools too, and your activity on your school boards and your local government. And you see a lot of that leadership of those rural representatives, flow through. And it's people that aren't going anywhere. They love the town they live in and the county they live in, and they want it to succeed. And the end goal is maybe your kids will land close by and have a job that they like to do. And that's always the end goal for a family man.
Very good. This wraps up the ag portion, and now we're going to get into the shenanigans portion of the show. Everybody can calm down, relax. Did you guys see the story from the Indianapolis Zoo this week?
Yes.
About the endangered tortoises that went missing.
Yeah.
Made national news. ABC picked it up. This was national. And I didn't know how big these things were, because the pictures that first of all, an all points bulletin for turtles is hilarious, because I don't see a lot of them in my day-to-day life.
Is it fake news?
But these look different anyway. And they were zoomed in on them, and I assume these were 400-pound tortoises that are 7 feet tall, and it was the lube heist of Indianapolis trying to get them out of there. That's as far as I looked into it. And then yesterday, I got a press release from the Indiana State Police, and it had a picture saying that they found these tortoises, and they were in a box with a paper plate on top of them that said Indy Zoo in the Pendleton Falls Park. Pendleton, Indiana, 25 minutes from here in Falls Park. And they're these little turtles they're palm-sized.
Yeah. I knew instantly when they said there's turtles missing from the zoo, and I saw a picture of them. I'm like, oh yeah, if anybody's been to our zoo, there's a desert exhibit, and you kind of walk along paths or almost like bridges, and you're just in an open area above them, 18 inches above them. And there's a couple of bigger turtles in there that might be small, like a basketball size, but most of them are, small, salad plate size or appetizer plate size. And so, I was like, oh yeah, some kid just reached down and just snagged these off the ground. There's no, you're just walking along a wooden bridge, and you just reach down the rails and just I don't know, try and get your finger bit off by one of them. But
I didn't realize that's where they were taken from. You could absolutely steal an animal out of there super easily.
So then I'm thinking, okay, one of two things happened. It was either a teenager with a prank that took them, or it was a 3-year-old.
Everett would be in the exhibit with the turtles.
Or a toddler that threw them in the stroller or in a backpack, and they came home with somebody, and they panicked.
They panicked and called an anonymous tip.
Yeah. Unload the stroller, unload the diaper bag, and there's a tortoise in there.
There's turtles. Where the hell did this come from? They're okay, fine. I don't know where it came from. We can keep it for a minute until we figure out what we're going to do. And then 2 days later, they're scrolling Instagram, and they're like,
uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit. Are there any accidents? Who's their PR coordinator? Maybe this was intentional.
So this is the other side. Did you guys see who the hell was in the picture? Hey, we found the tortoise picture from the Indy.
I mean, I did, but I didn't look very as closely as you did.
All right. So
Somebody running for political office is the
Oh
hero.
my gosh, it'd be so great if like the local congressperson had a picture taken with the abducted tortoises.
The picture that came from the Indiana State Police, they sent the Capitol Police, not the state police, the Capitol Police, the people that are looking after the state house. So in the recovery photo, this is at the town police department in Pendleton. Capitol Police Sergeant Robert Johnson, FBI Special Agent Thomas Del Coco. Dude's FBI looking for these turtles. The General Operations Vice President of the zoo, the zookeeper herself, Allison Hinton. The USDA, I don't know if this guy's volunteering or not right now, but the USDA OIG Special Agent Justin Adams, he was there, and then the 2 Pendleton police officers as well. This is an all points turnout for 2 turtles. And it's like, it's not like, hey, we just found them. They were microchipped. So they found them, they scanned them like, yes, this is definitely the turtles. And they seem to be recovering fine back at the zoo.
Send every available unit.
Bet they were cold. It's warm in that turtle.
Yeah, that building's like kept to like 85 degrees.
It is a very warm area
desert.
of the zoo.
It's the desert building.
Pendleton.
Yeah. Could be worse getting up in Connorsville or Anderson. But
It would have been turtle soup in Connorsville.
yeah. How random. That's just the most. Yeah, that's just such a random thing. I bet my money's on kids, and my money is either they're never going to go back to the zoo again, or they're never going to be allowed out of the sight of their parents at the zoo ever again.
So here's the poll I want. You got 3 parents in here. Mr. Bones, you can comment on your stepkids if you want to.
I have a real kid, not a step kid. But let's go. Keep moving.
Would any of your children have done this, and which one?
Jackson.
Without a doubt.
Without
Zach
a
has
doubt.
one. Hannah, you've got 2 kids. Are either of them capable of stealing endangered tortoises?
Everett, 100%. Tatum would have told me about it in 5 minutes.
I have a turtle.
Would have spilled the beans. Yeah. My middle one's the animal lover. I would just take care of it. Just live in my room. No problem.
Fine.
Yeah. Jackson, I have a habit of seeing turtles when I'm driving around in parks and they're crossing the road, and I usually get out and try to help them so the next person doesn't crush them. So my kids just see me grab a couple of turtles, but I take them to the nearest body of water wherever they're headed. And Jackson's always like, let me see. I'm like, stay in the truck. Just stay in the truck. So yeah, he would love to jump in. Like, look what I found. He'd probably say something. I don't know if he'd be smart enough to hide it, but like my wife doesn't go in that building because of snakes. She's afraid of the snakes. So 100%, if you had a parent that was like afraid of snakes, they might have said, yeah, just go in there real quick and come out. And like,
Just go in without me.
yeah,
Take your
because it's
sister.
right next to the food court. Like the food court's next door. And so there's a lot of tables and stuff outside. So you can just send them in and watch them come out. The 2 doors are right next to each other. So
I've got to think there's going to be like cameras, full surveillance,
I'm
taller
really
walls.
I'm surprised they're chipped. They're not chipped in such a way that it's alert to they're leaving, or that there's not a camera. There's not cameras in there that can, because it's a big dome, so they could throw not a lot of cameras up in the ceiling and aiming down and be able to say, okay, who took them, and figure out where they went or whatever. I'm kind of sure. I bet security for the turtles is gone up significantly, or the plane is there. They're calling donors for Save the Turtles. We need a security system.
The next Zubu is going to be
Zuba's right now. It could be, yeah, snuck out under like a ghost outfit or something.
Or Pendleton starts a zoo, and they've got their first 2 members.
First donation.
Yeah. All right, Hannah, I put this one in here just because you're here with me. You guys know what the Jim Irsay collection is?
yes.
So Jim Irsay had all of these guitars, and he was just buying like crazy Americana.
I'm disappointed by this.
And he's auctioning off the collection. His heirs,
His daughters
he's no longer
yeah.
able to make these decisions. I legitimately thought that we were probably going to end up with like a museum in Indianapolis,
That's
or Lucas Oil, or somewhere downtown where there's going to be the collection. It was going to be on display, and instead the daughters are selling everything. And Hannah, I thought this tells you that even billionaires don't want their parents' crap.
Every time I leave my parents' house, maybe every other time, there's something in my truck that they have given me or something they have given my daughter that she has to bring home. That is mom and dad's shit that they don't want anymore, that we now get to inherit. Just yesterday.
The circle of life.
Just yesterday.
But
I
it's
got sent
never
home
Prince's
with a
guitar.
picture. No.
No.
Never anything
cool.
of real value.
No.
So we send TikToks of a lady doing a parody of millennial or boomer parents with millennial kids and all of the things that they
It's
send
right
home.
out of our existence.
Yes.
I told Mom that when her and Dad die, that we're selling the house as is. Everything comes with
Get
this
the
house.
toothbrush and everything.
Yeah.
It's a full auction.
Me and Abby, get pick whatever you want. Everything else is as is.
His guitar collection is considered potentially the greatest collection of guitars in the world.
No, it is the greatest collection.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
then there's other stuff he has too, but like
he has some wild stuff.
yeah, he's a Jackie Robinson baseball bat. He has the guitars are he has Kurt Cobain's guitar or one of his. He has Jerry Garcia's guitar. He has the Beatles stuff. He has is incredible, like a drum set, manuscripts.
He's got the original manuscript to like AA.
Yes.
Can't read
He's
it.
got an Eric Clapton guitar. Yeah. I hope that they would have done what he kind of wanted it to happen, which was to put him in a museum and for people to see. Because I guess he was real big on he would let people borrow him museums. He would let people play him that were in his band. He has a band.
He took all those things on the road.
Yeah, I'm shocked that
year.
there was actually a museum in the corner of Lucas Oil, but he has Muhammad Ali's Rumble in the Jungle heavyweight championship belt. He's been taking that Lucas Oil stadium money and spending it well.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's going to be starting in March at Christie's auction in Indianapolis. You can, if you're interested in any of this stuff, you can sign up on the mailing list and
already am.
see how have you really?
I did.
How quickly you're outbid for Eric Clapton's guitar.
I want the Gilmore's Black Strat.
Put $10 bids on everything.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm in for everything to $1,000.
You sound like me at the cherry pie auction for the 4-H fair.
It's estimated the collection could go for $800 to $900 million.
Wow.
That's unreal.
He's got Elton John's piano.
It's
the most wild.
Yeah. If something was for sale and it was like off the charts historic, like should be in the Smithsonian, he's like, I'll take that.
Yeah. It's what eccentric.
It's all going to go to Dubai.
Oh, there's
and see, that's the scary thing because I'm a car guy. A lot of cars go to Dubai, and you know what they do there? They rot. They just sit and rot. There's just collections of cars there that just are collecting dust in garages and warehouses.
Mr. Bones, you are the resident horse expert in the room.
Doesn't say much, but yes.
I beg to differ.
Horse racing expert.
Horse racing.
You race different horses.
Yeah, I
man.
raced it.
You race around barrels and poles and flag racing and things.
Mm-hmm.
You're a rodeo girl now. Rodeo woman. Middle-aged rodeoer.
Yes.
I'll just keep digging deeper and deeper over here.
Middle-aged rodeoer.
Whatever I am,
Geriatric rodeo queen.
whatever I am, will always be younger than you are.
Well, yeah, I hope so. When you start catching me, I'm in trouble. With that said, the Breeders' Cup is this weekend, and it is in San Diego, California, which stands for
City of what did he say? Damn it, Saint. I don't know.
It's a whale's.
Yeah, a whale's vagina.
There you go.
Yeah, I can remember it.
City of Angels is Los Angeles. It's one of those California West Coast places that needs more soybeans.
Yes.
That's probably the edamame capital of the world is San Diego.
I would think. It's some value-added products over there.
See, it all ties in.
So horse racing, the Breeders' Cup, these are the end of the season for all of the Derby horses. So
horses.
We were all excited about back in May.
Yes.
Before they go off to the fields of Kentucky to make the next generation of great horse racers. They get a much better outcome than some of the pigs that Matt produces.
Much better. Some of these horses live better lives than anybody in this room.
Christy Avery says, I need to sort my stuff out and designate people to dispense. I like Chris Spengler. Jeremiah will take my wall and boss hog stuff. I don't want your stuff back, Christy. We sold it to you. You don't give it back. And somebody split up her Weird Al collection. And she says, hopefully her pets die before her.
Otherwise, yeah.
Who's going to take care of those?
The pets will tend to eat you.
I have like 3 versions of bad things to say to that part, and I'm just gonna let Gene Hackman handle it. I guess I don't know. We interrupted you.
Yeah. No. You're fine. Yeah. Breeders' Cup this weekend. We've got 2 days of basically world championships of racing. But the big race, the classic, goes off at 6:30 post time Eastern Standard Time
On Sunday,
on Saturday.
on Saturday.
So
So it's tomorrow and Saturday.
tomorrow and Saturday.
They don't dare compete with Lord Football in the NFL.
don't compete with NFL football, but you can compete with college.
So your favorite is Fierceness at 4-1.
That is the morning line favorite. Fierceness will not be on any of my tickets. Forever Young will be, and then the 2-horse Baeza I will be circling him hard.
Journalism was a big horse that we talked about in May.
Yes.
10-1.
10-1.
And Sovereignty won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And it was 6-5.
But
And you said he's off the board. So we flew him all the way to California to not run.
he spiked a fever, and they decided not to run him.
Do I get my money back if I had bet on Sovereignty?
Yes.
All
But
right.
I mean, did you already bet on Sovereignty?
No, I just want to know if I had bet on it. Am I out? Am I screwed?
On futures, no, you would have lost your money. But if you somehow made a wager for the race, yes, you would have got your money back.
I mean, people with gambling habits can make a bet way in advance.
That's true. But those are called future bets, and you don't get the money back on those. But anyways, on this race, anybody could possibly win. It's a very wide open race. The 4-horse is the only one that's not going to win this race.
How many horses are in the Breeders' Cup in the big race?
In the big race, we have 9 now. We had 10.
Now we're down to
Sovereignty
9.
scratch. We have 9.
Isn't it more fun when there's like 20 horses?
No. Absolutely. I mean, yes, from a watching standpoint, but from
the betting standpoint, it's much more difficult.
It's a nightmare.
It's harder to cheer for a marble when there's 20 of them and not 9.
Just imagine 20 racehorses coming in at one time. It's a nightmare. It's fun one time a year. One race a year, it's fun. Other times, it is a nightmare.
Where can somebody watch this? Are you flying to San Diego this weekend?
I am not. FanDuel TV has it on all day. NBC has it on for the big race. But if you want to watch the other races, you'll have to switch between like USA or the
Peacock.
Peacock, or whatever other channels they have.
They shortened the name like HBO Max just down to Max. And they're just
It's the cock now.
Very colorful. Over at Peacock.
Yes. It's a multicolored cock.
Do you guys get Peacock at your house, Hannah?
No.
No.
Haven't tried.
But NBC will have the big race. And then I think it's Notre Dame football on or before that.
Notre Dame versus Boston College.
Oh yeah. That'll be a fun game to watch.
Bunch of angry Catholics.
Yeah.
I may complain about mom and dad sending stuff home, but I'm still on their Netflix. I just have to log into their Wi-Fi once a month.
Not anymore. Big
So I don't
Brothers listen to this.
Well, as I
kicked
say, that's
off.
what you have to do is you have to log in. You have to connect to their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I connect to their Wi-Fi with Netflix like once a month. So when I pick the kids up, I just hop on Netflix every once in a while. So it thinks I'm traveling when I get home.
You got a system.
As far as Netflix is concerned, you're a 33-year-old loser that lives at home.
31. Thank you.
Got her to say her real age.
29 for the second year.
I always have a feeling Jared does the same thing. He's probably still on mom and dad's account somewhere.
I've graduated.
He runs the account.
They're all on my accounts.
Oh.
He's such a control freak. He's run their cell phone plan since he was 18.
I did. They're off of it now. I have my in-laws. They're on their own. Our mom and dad
you
are
spun
on
them
their own.
off.
Yeah, they are.
You picked up another.
We've divested them and we've picked up a different set of boomers to leg over. By geography, Hannah's closer. She gets them. You want to talk about North Carolina football?
Nope.
Okay.
Asshole. This is why you were not the favorite. They decided to have 2 more kids after you.
Just kept trying to get better and never got there.
Oh, they did.
All right, we're going to check on our weekly North Carolina football update
Here
from
we
Mr.
go.
Bones. They will be playing my Syracuse Orange men. Last week,
We about pulled it out. against
you
Virginia.
lost at home to number 15 Virginia.
Yep.
The week before, you lost on the road in California.
Yep.
The week before that, you lost at home to
versus
Clemson. And the week before that, you lost in Florida to UCF.
Yeah.
So it's the
Bill Belichick's doing great for y'all, man.
I think, yeah. Not winning and losing wise, but I think money we brought
Those
in.
Those kids are getting a good education.
Yes.
All right.
It is a top school in the country. One of the top schools in the country.
How's the basketball team?
Basketball team's okay.
All right. He's our Tar Heel fan. And we thought this was going to go much better at the beginning of the year. We're like, let's check out our North Carolina football every week with Matt or with Bones. And it's turned into not his favorite subject. So now it's hilarious.
Jeremiah, and I'm an asshole.
Like Bill Belichick know what the portal is.
He does.
It's
He
AOL.com.
got most of his team from the portal.
But just didn't get the right people.
Yeah,
from the
just
portal.
thinking it right.
No, not the right ones.
Reboot and try again next year. Mr. Matt, thanks for being here. This is final thoughts. This is where we clean up the things we left undone, promote what we should have done and didn't get to. Anything we forgot?
I'm proud to farm in Henry County and feed the world, and it's exciting to everywhere you go, people just want their kids to be better off than they are, and I'm happy to help with that in a little way. And I encourage all the farmers out there to get involved in their local communities, in your local school boards, politics, do things you can to serve outside of the farm. We get to live in our own little bubble sometimes and forget the world's a big place. And it's good to be reminded that you don't have to have a lot of money to be happy. And most of the world lives that way.
They make do with a hell of a lot less, don't they? I'm very impressed with the opportunities that you've been able to have and the places you've gone and the diversity of folks that you actually get to meet and interact with. I get to go to exotic places like Fort Wayne and Pittsburgh and Dayton. But Dubai sounds pretty neat too. Mr. Zach, anything from you on the final thoughts end?
Not really.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Zach.
Yeah, it's my government birthday today because technically the government thinks your believes that you attained your next age the day before your birthday. So like technically with Social Security, for instance, you get the next age the day before your birthday. That's your second full day. So yeah, no, not really. Cross country's done. Kind of glad. It's been a lot. The Black Cat was at the Y last week and it was really fun because all the kids that we had run at regionals that morning came and ran the 5K in the afternoon, and then a chunk of Tri-High's team did. And I know the Tri-High coaches pretty well, ran thousands of miles with one of them. And so when they're not in direct competition with our kids, I'll cheer those kids on just as much as I'll cheer my kids on. And so it was fun to see all those guys show up and have a good time at the 5K. So that went pretty well. I think we almost doubled the people we had last year. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, went from 26 runners to 49. And I don't know how the walker count went. But everything went well. Fall's here. The weather's pretty spectacular right now for running if it's not raining. I'm just looking forward to a couple chill weeks, and then I don't know, we'll get into something. I'm gonna look up something nerdy to do this winter. Like in the past, people that listen, I've watched and read all the Harry Potter books or watched every Star Wars piece of content that was on Disney Plus one year. So I'll find something weird to do like that.
He's gonna start doing sweaters. It's gonna be great.
I think since we don't have PBS, you should start painting like Bob Ross.
Like Bob Ross.
Yeah.
You know what? That wouldn't be too bad, probably.
And then we display your paintings.
We need more like Bob Ross kind of content in our lives. Period.
We had my day job. We had an office retreat, a couple hour celebration, and we went to the pottery place in Muncie. And you all sit down and try to pretend like you know what the hell you're doing. And I painted a very nice rooster, male. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it gets out of the kiln. So we'll bring it in here and we'll display it on the show.
I bet it's a good looking cock.
But I think maybe it'll be a good false hog host activity on a quiet Saturday in the winter. We'll all go up there and
team bonding experience
and do a little crafting. See if Zach catches the bug.
Are you gonna watch the NASCAR finale this weekend?
NASCAR is at Phoenix. There's Indiana's got Chase Briscoe in the race. He's the only one that I'd like to see win. Past that, they can all
Stuff it in the wall and turn one.
fail miserably and see what happens.
Do you know what a castrated rooster is called?
Capon?
Good job. That's what they taught us in our first day of ag class in college. I will always remember that.
CAPON, Capon or Capon.
Keep it.
I'm going to say something random. I made it to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum over the weekend. I have not been since they remodeled. It's spectacular. So anybody that's thinking, I don't know, my kids were in there. Had to drag them out after like 3.5 hours.
Even the kids liked it.
The kids.
These are the kids that went to the
loved
Henry
it.
Ford Museum and said, "There's nothing here for me."
Yes, same kid. This is nothing about me. This is for everybody else at the Henry Ford, which had amazing stuff. Like he has no idea what he got to see. But yes, that museum for people that have been in there before, where you can kind of roll through there and be in and out in like 45 minutes to an hour and actually kind of see a lot of stuff. The front row room is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not going to describe what goes on, like what it is, but it's the start of the whole thing. I could pull up a lawn chair just sitting there for hours. And there's not much in there. There's 3 cars, just last year's front row. But the rest of the museum is pretty spectacular too. And the Penske stuff is amazing. Anybody who ever watched CSI back in the day and you'd see him like moving stuff around on the screen, you think that isn't real. It's real in there. Like you can go in there and hit a button and it blows up windows and you can move stuff around. And it's impressive. Like it's incredibly impressive what they did to that building because the footprint didn't change a bit. But the inside of it is
Now it's a
absolutely
3-story
unrecognizable.
facility.
Yeah, it's 3 stories instead of 1, and you're in the basement, you're up in the upstairs, downstairs, and they've got all kinds of stuff in there. So yeah, I finally got there. Somebody asked me like, how have you not been there? And I'm like, because I knew there was going to be like a cold day in the off season, and I was going to want to get over there and soak it up and get my Speedway fix. And I got my Speedway fix. I got Charlie Brown's, I got the museum, and we got Mug and Bun root beer on the way out. So.
We're still saving it. We'll go in December.
It
or
is
January.
amazing. And I didn't share any pictures because I didn't look at pictures either. My son's like, "Hey, can we go?" I was like, "Yeah, we can go. Let's go." And we'll knock it out. He got to go for a field trip, so it's amazing.
Hannah, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
If somebody needs to buy a tile plow, how would they possibly do that?
You can call me, message us on our Facebook page,
And that is
Ag Infotech, AIT. But I appreciate you having me. And ag is always going to have up and downs in the market. Regardless, I love my job and I love working with farmers. Built a lot of relationships, made a lot of friends, and I wouldn't want to do anything else to help provide for the family.
On account of us all liking to eat, we kind of need it. Count on Matt to find a way to put something in the ground next year so we have something to eat. Mr. Bones?
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I'm good. Just stop by Bob Link if you want a really nice tequila that goes straight, or in a margarita. Price on that I think was $55. So not a bad price for a unique product.
Sounds very reasonable.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be back. This is an announcement. The show will be back for episode 416. Pretty exciting.
Cool.
And we will have a congressional candidate for the 5th district. I guess it's technically the first of our candidate series for the new year. Jackson Franklin. He's a young guy from Muncie, and he's running in the 5th district. But on account of the possible remapping, we said, well, let's just who knows who the hell is going to be trying to run for Congress in our areas. Let's start getting a few people through now. So we will we'll be meeting with him and have some fun. With that, we say thank you all and appreciate Hannah and Matt for being here. We will see you next week.